One of the engines in Edward's shed was called 87546. Now he always thought highly of himself, and never failed to make him known, to the point where the others were glad when he was gone. Even the trucks liked it whenever he left.
Finally, he's gone. I am so glad that I don't have to listen to his boasting anymore.
One day, he pulled Henry into the station. Henry had failed, so he had to bring him to the big station. He was very proud of this, and boasted about it. "Look at me, saving this poor old engine. Doesn't he tire of all that hot air in his boiler? I say, you little one, why don't you take my coaches and the green failure away? I must rest my aching axles." By the looks of it, no. But when Thomas came over to collect Henry, Henry was feeling rather sad. "I'm sorry about me failing." "He should be sorry. One day he'll get his." But that night, things did not get any better. "You know, I do sympathize with the fat director. Wasted what little money he earned on a tiny, pathetic shunter, an old, clapped-out antique, and a green coward. I really am worth the money. The strength of 3 for the coal and water consumption of 1. Only a matter of time before he purchases me." The fat director purchases engines with good character. You leave much to be desired with that. "And where has good character gotten you? Certainly not the main line. When I pull coaches, you see a streak of blue. Engines like you fade into the background." Henry, who had only been pretending to sleep, had heard everything and decided to make a plan. The next morning, 87546 awoke to a startling sight. There was Henry, hissing and wheezing halfway on the turntable. "What the heck is this?" "Oh, sorry. I thought the men had made me better." "Well, get better and out of my way this instant. My admiring passengers are waiting. I demand someone to move you at once." But the other engines couldn't have helped anyway, for there was no way onto the turntable. "Worse and worse. How could this have happened? You'll have to take the train, Edward." Edward gulped and looked at the long, heavy train. "Excuse me, sir, but this is a bit beyond my capabilities." "Not if I help you." "Besides, the others can manage their own shunting for a while." "All right, then. It's settled. Thomas and Edward shall pull the express." Thomas quickly coupled up to Edward. The passengers stared at the weird combination, but were thankful to have any train at all. Soon, the guard's whistle blew, and the 2 blue engines set off with the express. Soon, they were racing down the line and having a wonderful time. Other engines were shocked to see him as they raced past. That night in the sheds, however, Henry had a few words to say about the streak of blue. "Well, well, well, our streak of blue has returned, and in one piece no less." "Oh, ha, ha! You were allowed out of the yard because clanky old Edward couldn't manage alone. Enjoy your time in the spotlight. It's already fading. If I didn't know any better, I say he didn't like shunting his own train. But Edward stayed awake. Are you all right, Henry? Oh, yes, I am. Just the usual steaming troubles. Miraculously, the problems seem to vanish after you've gone. You didn't! Now, Edward, did you really think I'd do such a thing? Edward decided not to think about it and went happily to sleep.